Bam. Hey guys, welcome back. Advocates for Justice, Foreclosure Defense, Paralegal Service. We are different and we prove it. Hey guys, welcome back. So today we are going to outline our new Foreclosure Defense online course. I'm going to take you guys inside of it. You guys know who I am. I'm Coach Neighbors, and I'm the one who gets blows with us around here. I'm excited today to welcome you to my Foreclosure Defense Paralegal School. Today, I'm going to introduce my first foreclosure online course. Wrongful foreclosure DIY. Yep, do it yourself. You have to do it yourself if you plan on getting anything done up in here, because you sure the hell can't trust the attorneys. So I'm going to take you inside the course so you can take a look at the course curriculum and see the value firsthand. Chances are, if you're still watching this video, you're facing foreclosure, and conventional foreclosure defense is not helping you defend your home. I've been through what you're facing. I know what it feels like to go to bed at night worrying about getting evicted in the morning. I know how it feels to see the fear in your family's faces, wondering if we're going to be homeless. I know what it feels like to not to be able to protect your family. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I did not learn fast enough to save my property. The attorneys and the judges treated me like I was stupid, and it pissed me off. The anger drove me to be obsessed with learning the loopholes, the unlawful procedures, and the court processes they used to kick my ass with. I structured a non-conventional foreclosure defense strategies. You need to stay in your home. My non-conventional strategy will help you learn to attack the person who signed the documents to start the foreclosure against your property. This online course will help you learn how to take control of your foreclosure situation, just like the people in our private foreclosure rescue Facebook page. But before we get into all that, we must cover a few of the biggest mistakes that most people make in their foreclosure defense strategy. The first mistake that people make is thinking the lender is the party foreclosing on your property. It's not the lender foreclosing on your property. It's the attorneys operating as third-party debt collectors. That's who's actually foreclosing on your property. It's the attorneys. And if you don't believe me, get your paperwork out and check. Who signed to initiate the foreclosure against your property? The attorney signed. If you're in a judicial foreclosure, then you need to check the petition. The attorney is the only signature on the petition. The lender don't sign any place. If you're in a non-judicial foreclosure, you want to check the notice of default letter, or the acceleration letter, or the letter to cure, or whatever letter they send you saying you owe them $100 million. That's the letter you want to check the signature, and that's the attorney. Sometimes they say the trustee, the assistant to the trustee's mama. It don't matter. Okay, the attorneys are the ones that's doing this to you. The second mistake people make is thinking the judge is going to be fair with you. Okay, people think the judge is going to be fair with you. I'm just going to tell them, no, that's not the way this shit goes. People who've been in this fight already know the judge ain't going to be fair with you. As a matter of fact, I have people spend a lot of time double checking everything that I have in the documents or whatever, because they're worried about looking stupid in court. And I'm like, newsflash, you already look stupid because you ain't filing your shit. And people don't realize that at the end of the day, it's not going to be about none of that. It's not going to be about none of that. It's not going to be about the servicer. It's not going to be about none of that. It's going to be about you going after the court for throwing your ass under the bus and violating your rights. The third mistake people make is trusting what the attorneys told you, or bar members, or the judge. Next one is trusting what the judge or the clerk tells you. Now, I'm going to give you a free tip. The best way to tell when attorneys are lying, to check and see if their mouth's moving. If their mouth's moving, then they're lying. One big mistake people make is when folks defend the lies. They go into court defending the lies attorneys noted in the petition, as opposed to attacking the attorneys for the fraud that caused you to be in the position that you're in now. Huge difference. Huge difference. In the first example, you're answering. In the second example, you're responding. When you respond, you don't have to answer. You can respond by punching them in the face or getting up in their face, or both. How many of these mistakes are you currently making in your foreclosure defense strategy? The number one goal in my non-conventional foreclosure defense program is to do whatever it takes to stay in your home. In my non-conventional foreclosure defense program, you will learn how to defend your property without an attorney in your way. I use real-time feedback from our 574 Facebook team members that are all over the United States of America to structure the documents and strategies that we use in our program. My non-conventional program, we focus on the state court's lack of jurisdiction while you're getting your title dispute filed in federal court. We have several strategies that we use to force a judge to allow the attorneys to bypass the rules and the law. And when the judge helps the attorneys and creates an unfair advantage, you must address it with the judge ASAP. Your goal is to stay in the ring, in court, and build your court record that shows the judge violated your rights, so you can use that when you sue his or her ass later. Then you must file your notice of claim against the judge and go from there. In my online course, you will learn how to attack whoever is blocking you from having your day in court. That's what this is all about. Whoever is blocking you, that's who's going to end up as a defendant on your document. The online course has everything. The online course has everything we have in our inventory that you would need to get control of your foreclosure situation today. Now, I upgraded the course a month or so ago, and I added several new lectures. And one of the newly added lectures reviewed how to properly state a claim for relief. And I think we talked about this one night. I structured the claim and included it in the curriculum for the students that are at the end of the road and don't have time to structure their claim because they need to get the documents filed in court. I also structured a guide sheet to use for structuring your own claim. Because if you have several rentals, then you'll want to do this yourself so that you can get proficient at it to protect your property. Now, one of the biggest changes that you're going to make to your foreclosure defense strategy is adding the person who signed the document to initiate the foreclosure against your property as an M1 defendant to your new lawsuit. This means you will be adding the attorneys who signed to attack your property as an M1 defendant, the law firm second, and the last servicer third. We only add those three people because they add 15 people on there to muddy the waters and make it and complicate things for you. We do not add all of those people that they list on the petition when you file your lawsuit, because all that does is make extra work for you and gives them opportunities to move to get your shit dismissed. Now remember, you want to keep it simple. When you keep it simple, you have a better chance. When it gets complicated, the arguing starts and then the judge gets to help them. Their program is structured that way. It's pretty simple. Now, I offer group coaching and support, and therefore it's important to ask your questions in the group so other members will see the questions and the answers. Now, the goal of the group members is to help answer the questions. At some point in time, there will be people in the group that have already been through the process of where the new people are going through, and those people will be able to help by answering the questions when you have a question that you need to get guidance on. At some point, the group's going to be handling everything, and that's the goal. Because when the phone calls are coming in now, and it's getting to the point where it's hard for me to respond in a timely manner. And I'll tell you this: it is incredible what can happen when you are relentlessly focused on simplicity. In this online course, you will learn how to get control of your foreclosure without an attorney. You will learn who signed the foreclosure documents against your property. You will learn to add the attorney who signed the document as your #1 defendant. You will learn my strategies to block the eviction process and remove it from eviction court to be connected with your title dispute in federal court, the higher court. You will learn how to use your title dispute, your federal lawsuit, to shut down the state court process. You will learn the tricks the court uses to illegally dismiss your lawsuit and what you need to do about it. What you do when the judge violates your rights. You will learn what to do when the judge violates your rights. You will also learn how to control the attorneys in a hearing. And we had a day that we spent on that. And I think next week I'm going to update that because I've got some additional things to add in there based off of the real-time feedback from members in the group. Now, my online course, I offer 1 week money-back guarantee. Within 1 week, you should be able to determine if the course has the value that you were expecting for the half price of $1,200 that I charge for the course. And within that week, if you decide that the course is not for you, or you don't think that you can handle it, or whatever, you just let me know and I'll refund your money, because I don't even play. I'll refund your money and we can be done. Now it's time to take a look at the course curriculum. Let me figure out how to open up the share window. Okay, this is the online course. This is the front page about the instructor. And this is one of my favorite pictures. Dream big and make it happen. I love this picture because I was dreaming big when I started helping people, and a lot of people thought I was crazy. And maybe I am, but I know my stuff. Dream big and make it happen. Now, what to expect in this course? And that's kind of long. And so the next is the resources. And as you guys can see here, I actually I put the resources, link to the resources on the page that talks about the resources that you need. I also put the resources here all in one place. This way you can access the resources you need for that page that you're on, or whatever it is that you're doing, without having to go back or open up another window to go back over here. So, but I put them in two places so that that you'll have easy access to them. Now, banker's ultimate fear. Now, this PDF has a lot of great information in it, and I use this to help me restructure the documents to make the documents fire that we have in the online course. Now, when you read this, you need to take it for a grain of salt, and you need to extract the information that's going to help you within what we're teaching you here. There's a lot of information in here that I don't have anything to do with. And they talk about going after the bankers and doing all this stuff, and the bankers are not the one that's foreclosing on you. And people who go after the bankers, usually it doesn't end well for them. So we're going to stick with going after the attorneys, because the attorneys are actually the ones that are jamming you up in foreclosure court, acting as third-party debt collectors. Tips and strategies. And so here we talk about the things that you need to look out for. And then conventional foreclosure defense versus non-conventional. And everybody knows in the conventional foreclosure defense, they offer 3 options. short sale, loan modification, and bankruptcy. Oh, wait, there is a fourth option, to move out. The fourth option is to move out when you run out of money and you can't pay the attorneys anymore. They want you to move out then. Funny how that goes. Now, setting yourself up for appeal at the gate, at the beginning. I just call it the gate. And what this is about, we talked about adding the attorneys to your lawsuit as an M1 defendant. When you do that in a law firm as the second defendant, when you do that, it creates a procedural issue for the attorneys because they can't represent themselves. They can't litigate a case they're party to, and a corporation cannot go into court pro se. So they have to hire outside attorneys. And the outside attorneys are not willing to work with them once they find out that you are suing the attorney for foreclosure on your property, unlawfully acting as a third-party debt collector. When they find that out, they don't want anything to do with the situation. And I think the reason is because they're doing the same shit. So we covered the Rooker-Feldman doctrine. They used that back east to try and throw people's stuff out. And if you spend any time reviewing the doctrine and not being scared because the judge said, the judge is a liar, if you review the document, the doctrine, you'll find that what they're talking about in the Rooker-Feldman doctrine is the fact that the plaintiff cannot go into federal court and use the federal court as an appeals court. Now, the plaintiff is in state court, is the attorney, not you. So they totally misapply that, and most people don't even catch it because they're not paying attention. And they don't do their homework because their knees are shaking so loud that they can't think. That's when you have to breathe in the paper bag. Okay, let me stay focused. Now, down here, we have things that you need to know. I filed the update on the jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit, letting people know that you can't sit back and wait for the judge. If you file a jurisdictional challenge with an affidavit and they haven't responded in the time allowed by the federal rules of civil procedure, you need to be defaulting them and moving on. And I've told people this, they're not going to be able to respond by counter affidavit. So you should have all your stuff ready to stick in their face long before it's time for them to, long before their time to respond runs out. Controlling the attorneys in a hearing. This is one of the lectures that we added here a little while back. And then we go into the documents that you're going to file. It tells you about the documents, and I have videos in here too that helps you with that. They walk through what you need to know about the document. Now, the documents are numbered here, but don't get caught up in tripping off of the number or the order, okay? Because like the first couple will be the same for everybody, but after that, it's going to depend on the situation and what the goal is that you're trying to accomplish. Now, with these documents, it's important that you understand the document. You read and study the document and understand what the document is, what it's saying. You understand why you're using it and what your goal is for using it. If you understand those things, then it's a lot easier for you to figure out what you need to file next when it's going down, as opposed to not having any idea and coming to the table and asking me what to do next. And that's one of the next things I want to talk about. It's a better conversation for me when people take the time to research the document that was filed in court against them, okay, before they call me freaking out. Research the document, look up the words, figure out why they filed it, what their goal is for filing it, and then it's easier for you to decide how you're going to defend against it and what you need to do. Now, when you get all of that together, you can message me in the group or tag me in the group. Hey, this is what they filed. This is what I think it is. And this is what I think I need to do. That gives me an opportunity to see if you understand what's going on and you're keeping up, because you don't want to figure out that you're not keeping up too far down the road. And this is why it's important to do all of this and not just ask me, what do I do next? Because if you ask me that, I'm not going to tell you. I don't know. That's what I'm going to tell you, because The goal here is teach you how to do this. At some point, I'm going to be too busy to be answering all these things, and the group's going to be helping people out. But I want you to be able to help yourself out, because that's the goal behind taking the course. So you can see the documents that we have here: demand and strike the attorney's notice of appearance. And that's when the attorney files a document or files something, and the attorney's working for the law firm. You just want to strike the notice of appearance and jam them up, because they're not allowed to represent the law firm in court. And the motion for sanctions against the attorneys, I love this. Usually if I file this, I'll be filing it against, if they hire an attorney from out of state or something, I'll file that. If you need to stick that in the attorney's face to get control of the situation, then it's a good thing. And I usually put $5.5 million on it. Most of the time people are asking for sanctions. Most of the time these attorneys ask for sanction, court costs and stupid shit like that. But if I'm asking for something, it's $5.5 million, because that's like hot wing sauce. I want to put that on everything. So you got the notice of default, and you'll see in this online course, you have access to all of the documents that you need to do whatever it is you need to do. I even have a reply to the attorney's response to your jurisdictional challenge. And then here we got affidavit templates, the cover sheet answers, the entry of appearance. If you've had an attorney already and you fired your attorney to do this on your own, then you need to file this new entry of appearance, because what this does is it places all of the bar members on notice that nothing is to be added or removed from your case file without your written consent. And then this United States Affidavit of State Citizenship. This document here can help you reclaim your state citizenship. Now, the important thing about reclaiming your state citizenship is when you reclaim your state citizenship and you can verify that you are a citizen of a republic state of Arizona, like in my case, where I was born, then you're no longer subject to the court's statutory jurisdiction without an injured party. No injured party, the court has no jurisdiction over you. And that is one of the main things that we're using in the case that I'm helping a person with, to keep them against the wall. And it's pretty powerful, especially if you, in our case, we went through the process, filled out the passport, and got a new passport, and we just copied the new passport, made a copy of it, and added it in the case with the affidavit to verify our state citizenship. And that's working out pretty well. So you can see the other things here that you have available for you. And the new lecture, oops, nothing's in that one. We added a cease and desist letter that you can use once you verify your state citizenship. So you guys can see that this course is serious and we are not playing around. So let me go back and see how many. The vice president, hey, Erica, yours says the vice president of the title company, huh? Yeah. Well, I hope you can read his name clear so that you can add it on. So you can add it on your lawsuit. And say, howdy, everybody. I see I got 4 or 5 people watching. You guys check in so I can see who's here tonight. James Galley. All right, buddy. I got you down. So I'm going to put a link to my online course here too, in case anybody wants to go and check it out. Next week, we're going to talk about how to control the attorneys in hearing. Again, we're going to add some things to it because we got some real-time feedback and we need to add a few things and change a few things. So we're going to add a few things to that. And I also want you guys to be thinking about what I can do. I have an opportunity to offer a subscription to my channel. And so I need to figure out what I can provide of value to make it worth paying the prescription every month. So anybody that has any ideas on that would be very welcome. So that's all I got tonight. I just wanted to come on and review my course. I'm getting ready to put together a new website so I can market my online course through. So the new video is going to look great on it. So thank you guys for dropping in tonight. And I will see you guys. Actually, I think I'll probably be back on Monday night. So I got more stuff to say. So we'll be back on Monday night. So we'll see you guys later.